you a little. And your kid, sorry, that's my kid phone. She's gonna turn it back up. Now that I can see what it looked like. Um, this is a really, really, when I look through the notes of this class, I'm like, yeah, this class. So this one I really know. I think that this class answers most of the questions that you have. Should I start with one of them? I love the questions, by the way, much better than any answer that you could possibly get, right? I'm taking your workshops and need your advice. I, Baruch Hashem, have 2 boys. My younger son, and then I wanted your question also. My younger son is 6 and is very bossy when it comes to my older son. By the way, I know people get really upset. I keep on saying this, but healthy males at 6 years old are bossy. If they're not bossy, something's wrong. It's normal. And it's not fun, but it's normal. Okay, he has absolutely no respect for his older brother. My older son is overall a really good big brother, and he lets the younger one get away with most things. It kills me. She asked me if I love this community. Jessica asked me if I love this community, and I said, yeah, I love it. Like double chassidim, as much as like where like it kills us, so it kills you double. It's like you really care so deeply. It kills me. Is that true? That my older son, what did you say?
We care so much.
We care so much. Yes, we care so much that my older son is constantly being attacked by my younger son. I have no idea how to stop this. Hello. Yes. Example, my oldest son hums a lot. Is this cute? This is really for the next class, by the way. And he constantly throws, my younger son constantly throws a fit and tells him that he can't hum. He won't do it with anybody else. But when it comes to his older brother, he can't stand it. We're talking about 2 little boys, like a 6-year-old and an 8-year-old, I'm assuming. This is like very average, except the way that the mother feels about it. He throws a fit and throws things across the room and acts not insane, just acts like a little brother. And the jealousy is there from Cain and Hevel, right? Like that's little brother, and then this is how she ends it, which I love the most. Basically, my question is, how do I get my boys to get closer to each other? Okay. How do I help my younger one understand that he can't do everything that my older brother does? None of this is part of the parenting job. None of this. Can you get a kid to love? Let's say I decided I want you two to be really close. What should I do about it? Even me, if I want to have feelings for somebody, if I'd say I want to have better feelings for somebody, then I have to work really hard on it. But if you had a project to get me to love that person, these are not things that we have any kind of control over. That's all I'm going to tell you. That's really the basic answer to this question.
Can you tell them to stop picking on their younger sibling?
You can say that behavior is absolutely unacceptable. We're going to do this tonight. You can be machanach. You can educate. Keep your hand. When this brother says, this is what we're doing today. Let's say, like, why can he go? I can't go. Because you're 6 and he's 8, right? Why can't he go? Well, and I just say it's really hard to be jealous. I know. You're 6 and you need to stay home. You're going to be okay. I know it's hard. You're going to be okay. I don't have to explain it. All this explaining doesn't really help stuff.
Explaining, right?
Yeah.
What?
We love explaining. We like giving don't be
We
jealous.
like need to like get them about like
Don't be jealous. How can you say don't be jealous? No, it's just really hard to be jealous.
No, but then you're saying, oh, you're being jealous. Like,
I'd say it's painful to be jealous.
but maybe they're not really jealous. They just want to do what everyone else does.
No, she's seeing a lot of jealousy. Let's say my 7-year-old son just called me on the phone right now and said to me, the kids are obsessed with the phones. They listen to the hotlines on the phones. And if you don't talk about the stories, wonder words. And then there's like all this news on the phone. And okay, so then there's no phones. Every phone is dead in the morning. And there's no, I don't have any more like a house phone because it's when you go to sleep at night, you fall asleep with it. And the noises that are coming out of all the rooms, there's no more phones. But the nights that mommy goes to give a lecture, no, not yours.
I thought it's only our house.
No, it's every house. I guess if it's not screens, some kids go to sleep with the screens, it's even worse. But so the rule of the house is, I know you guys love the phone. When we go to sleep at night, there's no phones. You're going to be okay. Except there's one thing. If mommy goes to give a speech, if mommy's going out to give a lecture that night, 8:45, you're ready for bed. Your clothes are parked. Your briefcase is packed. Your clothing is ready for the next day. We do Negelwasser by the bed. So there's water by the bed. Then you can listen to our phone for 15 minutes. So, but that's only the rule for the 10-year-old. The 7-year-old has to go to bed all by himself. So he called me tonight and he's crying. It's not fair. Every time you go away, he can't even talk. Every time you go away, I have to listen to my sister on the phone, and you won't ever let me have a phone. I said, Sadik, you sound so upset. You want the phone. Breathe. 2, 3, 4. No phones. You're gonna be okay.
Wait,
I
why
know.
only he doesn't get
Do you know that Ariella gets to drive? How old is Ariella?
22.
22. Do you know how old I am? I'm 45 almost, and I can't drive, and she can.
But
It's not fair.
But it's safe.
I'm jealous.
But it's safe.
It's safe.
It's safe. So
Right.
why can't a 7-year-old have it too?
One second, wait. It's just like community-wise, I cannot get in a car and drive. It doesn't make sense. It's like, I don't know how to explain it to you. I would give an idea in your community. Just like there's something socially, there's a limit to how out of the box a human being can be. And I am at the very edge of out of any box. But that's it.
It's not sneeze.
It's not sneeze. That's right. Exactly. It's like that. Right. And it's just socially unacceptable. Forget about sneeze, yes or no. There is a limit to how much on the edge of the, you teach your kids social skills. For her, it's normal. For me, it's not. Is it fair?
But how
It's life.
How is that comparable to having the phone to a 10-year-old and a 7-year-old?
You know,
We're not
it's okay.
understanding.
You're the one that's always asking me those questions, right?
No.
No. Remember that other, what?
Matter what it is, it just doesn't make sense.
Because she's such a soft, you know what I'm talking about? The other one asked me the same soft questions, like, but it's so not fair. You know what? As mommies, we make rules, we pick, and we stick with a lot of confidence. It doesn't really make so much sense.
But it's okay to create this jealousy between them?
I don't think you're creating
You're
jealousy.
not creating
No.
jealousy? Why?
At 7 years old, do you want me to talk to you about why I don't let him have the phone? Because I don't want to go into details, but it's not a good idea for whatever reason. I'm not going to explain it to him. It's safe. It's so painful to admit, God willing, one day he's going to be 11. He's going to be good, get closer to her age. And if he'll need to, he'll have the phone then. I don't know. It's hard to be jealous. It doesn't have to be fear. Yes.
When you told him,
Yes.
you sound so upset, let's just breathe. Did he calm down or was he still frantic on the other side?
Did he calm down? Let's think. I did it. So I've been learning lately to stay on the phone. I have such a hard time. I'm just gonna hang up. Like I can't hear you cry. I can't hear this anymore. I'm going out of the room. Lately, I'm learning this new thing about just sitting with them in the pain, relaxing my body. I'm breathing in and out. I am also not getting what I want right now. I want a happy kid that's sleeping. He's not getting the phone, and I'm not getting a happy sleeping kid. And we're both learning how to cope with the things that we're getting, the things that we want that we don't have. I stay with him, and I don't give in, and I stay very loving, and I don't explain, because it's not about an explanation. It's about manipulation. So, well. Let's go
This
on.
is half of the problem, that we're always explaining and we always want to be fair to everybody.
Being a mother.
Do we see?
Yes. What?
This is part of, I think, our it's a community-wide thing, that as parents, we think that we want to be fair to all the children.
And the kid has to give a hechsher, approval sample. Mommy, you know what? You're right. I'm only 7. I understand why I can't have a phone. Hashem doesn't do that. That's not the way it works. They're not going to understand. They don't have to understand. They need to listen, and they need to trust, and we need to trust that I'm the mother, and I know, and they don't have to really understand it. As a mother, I want to be like an orthodontist. It's really funny that I got myself braces after I did this, but remember the other braces where we twisted it? Yeah, I have now the Invisalign. Every week you take out another plastic and you push it in, and it takes a long time to get a nice smile. Imagine if you open up your mouth and the orthodontist would say, "Oh my God, this is a mess. You can't chew. You can't talk. Get me a hammer. Bam, 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 bam. You're gonna crack all the teeth." You have to keep. We keep on teaching. We keep on educating. That's what a chinuch is. You keep on turning it and turning it, and eventually, it takes time. When you're telling your kids, I told you a million times, don't hit your brother. How many times do I have to tell you? If you're saying that, it usually means that you're not communicating properly. Yes.
Okay, so let's just say your kid said to you,
Yeah.
"Mommy, you're so mean." And you know that they don't really mean that.
Good.
Is it bad to say,
Let's say you said to the kid, "You can have ice cream." She can't have ice cream. You can have ice cream. And the kid said, "Mommy, you're so mean." Is this about you being mean, or is this about manipulation?
"Oh, it's about manipulation.
Good.
You're trying to get them." No, but I'm saying, what is a healthy response to them when they name call?
"Mommy, you're so mean." So I try to keep my eyes on the goal. Right now, my goal is that he can't have another plate of pasta, or he needs to do his homework. And all of the name calling and all I try to do, a connect, a direct, a connect, a direct, a correct, a connect, a direct, without getting off topic. Like, you can't hit. I'm just focusing mostly on teaching my child that if you name call, it doesn't work. You still have to go to bed. So I try to ignore it. Or say, "It sounds like you really want it. I know. Hashem, God willing, tomorrow you can have it. Not today. Now it's time for bed." To validate. So first you have is 3-basket technique. It's okay. Any of you took the class before? Look on page 46. 3 baskets. I like it. Dr. Ross Green helps you fold the laundry in the brain. So much of what I'm doing now in a second marriage is reestablishing these baskets, because figuring out who these kids are now, what needs they now have, who this new father is, who this new mother is, and what is going to be an A basket. In my husband's house now, when he in the other life, Shabbos, you couldn't sit on the couch. By the Suda, you sat by the table. It was an A basket, no sitting by the couch. A basket is 100%, never, no matter what. Every Yiddish house, every healthy home has to have A's. Some people have it. You come in the house, you take off your shoes. That's an A basket, not negotiable. Is that wrong or right? Every house is different. You come in after a long day, first thing you do, you wash your hands with soap and water. Is that an A basket in your house?
Yeah.
Yeah, some of you yes, some of you no. You're picking your nose. Some of you, that's an A basket, you never pick your nose. Some of you, B basket are things that we kind of negotiate, we work on it.
How do you get it to be an A basket? Like,
Good.
there's things that I want it to be an A, but they don't listen to me.
I want you to know the first thing you have to do is decide that this is an A basket, because otherwise, like the no phones, during Corona, the kids watched a tremendous amount of screen time. I never had screen time in the house, and it became something that was very out of hand. And it was kind of like a way that they dealt with the grief, and like it was just like them and the screen. And so it became an A basket. There's no screen time in the house at all. From when we decided that till it happened took some time. We didn't do it in 1 minute. We guided by therapists had to do it slowly, because the kids were it was very much like a comfort thing. All these organizations offered us like Zoom for therapy sessions, for group sessions, for all the loss. And I said, I don't want the screen to be a source of comfort to my kids. If we can do it live, great. And if not, we're going to be okay. This is an A basket. First, we're going to decide, what is it? Is it yes? Is it a no? We have now a bunch of new things. Kosher symbols, a hechsher. It's new now, like these new standards. Is it an A basket? So by me now, those are a B basket. There are certain hechsherim, certain kosher standards that my husband now does not want in the house. He doesn't eat them, but he's not going to throw it out of the house. Kid comes home with it. I try very hard. It shouldn't be in the house, but their father, my children's father, let them eat certain foods that they don't eat now. So I'm not going to force that, but I'm going to encourage it. I'm going to, so cute. My son will call me, Mom, in the store. So tell me, which one does Tati like better? that one or this one. And I'm like, you're such a tzaddik. Like, we're respecting our new tati. We're going to try not to have this. But if you're going to bring it in the house, I'm not pulling it away. I'm not making a fight. If somebody bought a big Hanukkah basket and it's not the new tati's hechsher, so I put it in the back. I'm not going to put it in front of the dining room table because the other kids are not eating it. But these are places where we're going to
He's such a
negotiate.
tzaddik.
What?
He's such a tzaddik.
He is. Mhm. So,
Somebody else would say it's not coming in, I don't keep it, no.
right. But we're trying to kind of do this integration and really figure this out. I never say, are kids allowed to ride bikes on Shabbos?
No.
No, so this is like different rabbis say different things. Some people don't care at all, but let's say the bike on Shabbos is a great example because, or let's say, let's talk about health. Let's say healthy food, like food coloring, right? Is food coloring in a basket? Never, no food coloring. No, you wish. No, okay, good. But it's negotiable. Like if they're by a Hanukkah party and you're like, guys, you had jelly beans before you came, and now they're serving these colorful ices, and I see over here on the table, we're gonna have more food coloring. We're gonna negotiate, we're gonna limit it. But never, ever, ever, we're telling the kids, you know, you're eating junk right now, go ahead and poison yourself. It's fine. So when we're saying it's negotiable, we're not making them feel bad about it. I remember watching this with a bike on Shabbos, where the mother is telling the kid out the window, I don't think you're allowed to ride a bike on Shabbos, but go ahead, like be not religious, go ride your bike. So it's that we don't do things like that. Like it's not safe what you're doing right now, but I'm not gonna look, so just do your thing. It's either a yes or a no. It's not a like this horrible feeling inside my stomach, I'm doing the wrong thing, but like, you know, you're going to sleep without doing your homework. Fine, flunk if you think I care. You know, all this tuition that I pay, it's fine. Yeah.
On the topic of Shabbat,
Yeah.
How do you go about it? Like until what age do
You speak to your rabbi. It's just extremely important that you have the information and that you're strong and clear about it. I'm not going to tell you what's an A, what's a B, and what's a C. It's fascinating. I work with every culture out there. Every culture, people have huge, like the difference between what's important to them and what's not important to them. I just want you to know.
So then it's important for a couple to basically specify their base, because otherwise if you.
I watch a couple
you grew up
sip.
like respecting, meaning if you
Right.
believe in A and he thinks that's a B.
Good. That's right. It's nice if your husband's on your page. I want you to know that there are many marriages where the husbands are not on your page or the mother-in-law is not on your page, and I can help you make it work. The goal today is that you at least should be on your own page. At least I should know. I mean, many times we're sitting by the supper table and the kid will grab something with his hand and put it in his mouth. And the father will say, put it down. And the mother will say, it's fine. And then they're fighting about the baskets in front of the kids. Not a good idea. So I try very hard that I should know what I want. And if you can sit down with your husband on these baskets, it's great. Just a couple of things. What are the no-nevers? Or let's say like you notice that there's tension. You're in the car, the seatbelt, is it an A?
Yeah.
For your husband, is it an A?
Yeah. Depends how
Good.
you're going.
Depends how far you're going.
Yeah,
Right. Right, good, right. So at least in your head, I want you to kind of know, like, if the seatbelt is open, the car stops. It doesn't drive. There's a problem with the thing. It doesn't go. As soon as the seatbelts are in, now we go. And then if the baby's crying with the car seat, like, are you nursing the baby in the car when they're crying? Figure it out. I'm not telling you what's wrong and what's right. I'm just telling you that you need to know what's your wrong and what's your right. Because I try to be as consistent as possible. Then there's a C basket, which is a lot of behaviors that are childish and that will pass, or your kid is going through a hard time right now. And this can no longer be important. Just for fun, I made a list. When you say supper time, what does that mean? Is it an A basket? There's dinner time, a formal dinner coming at 7:00. Everybody needs to come to the table. I am going to stick until you woke up. When I used to say supper time, it meant warm meal available for the next 2 hours. I actually prefer if you don't all come at once because I'd like to sit with you all separately because it gets overwhelming. Or when you say dinner, does that mean that everyone comes, washes their hands, we're sitting down, we're going to eat now? Just know what you want. That's what it's more about. Doesn't brush their teeth. Must brush your teeth before you go to bed.
That's very hard because we don't brush on Shabbat.
Right. Okay.
So what do? I mean, my husband wants them to brush on Shabbat. And not now.
So
So we do,
speak to a rabbi.
we do it water.
Speak to a rabbi. So we'll do
No,
it.
we do
There's-
mouthwash.
Mouthwash, or some people.
Okay, we'll brush. Okay, but we're not brushing on Shabbat.
There is a special Shabbos toothbrush. Just saying. If you want, you can get that. Or else you could speak to your rabbi. But I don't like it when it comes to the kids, and one person is saying this is really important, and the other one is not. My kids know that when I am home, this is the first husband, by the way. When I'm home, hello, mommy, you just came off the road. It's so good to see you. Briefcase on the top hook, code on the bottom hook. When Tati's home, hello, Tati, briefcase on the steps, code on the floor. That's okay. It's nice if he's on your page, but don't stress out about it. The kids speak different language to 4 different people. Yeah, your kids all do multiple bilingual, yeah? This person speaks to in Hebrew, I did do in English. They're all different languages. The kids know how to speak languages that are different. They know mommy expects this. And when you tell your husband, they're not listening to me because of you. If you would insist on this, baloney. That's not the truth. If you insist on it, when you say it, they'll do it. It's nice if you also insist, but it doesn't have to. I don't like to really put a really force it. With a B basket, let's say not flushing the toilet. Would that be an A basket? After you go to the bathroom, B. Okay.
Whatever.
If you notice that there's something in the bathroom and you can kind of figure out who it is, you might say, come Sadek, come with me. Okay, this was definitely a boy here. Come. After you go to the bathroom, you take a tissue, you check, and you check, and you put it good. You have to figure it out. You need to flush, wash, wipe, flush. Yeah, wipe, wash, flush. That's it. Did you do all 3? Check. Yes.
But just going back to something you just said.
Yeah.
Sorry. When you have your thing and you're insisting on it,
Okay.
your husband isn't opposing it, but he's just sitting there.
Not
he's
reinforcing it.
encouraging, yeah.
Yeah.
And the kids are getting mixed messages.
No, they're not. Mommy's into this.
Yeah, but like daddy doesn't care, so Abba's just whatever. He's not pushing it either.
Abba is thinking about something else. It's nice when you have teamwork, but I find that a lot of us women get so hooked at support me, and then the kid gets the idea. Then the kids get the idea. Mommy can't do this by herself. If Tati doesn't support her, I mean, I'll do this in the next class. If he is saying you don't need to listen to your mother, you don't need right.
Not that.
Yeah.
Okay, let's say, I have an A basket of I want my kids to shower every night. It's just a
Okay.
OCD issue I have. I've been commented
You spoke to the
calming-
pediatrician about it?
Yeah.
What do they say?
She told me not to.
Not to.
But they look so dirty when they come out of school. I just
Okay.
want to throw them on doesn't necessarily have to be soap every night.
Right.
It can just be
Underwater.
water, flush you, And I
Fresh.
also feel it calms them a bit.
Okay.
It just makes them I don't know, it mellows them. I feel it takes out the stress of the day.
Right after school?
Yeah, no, not right after
Oh.
school. This
Before
is
bedtime.
under homework. I just feel it's a
Good.
reliever.
Okay.
My husband's completely against this. He's in this how mentality of more germs build up, shower the kids twice a week. It makes me nauseous, so it's okay.
How old are they? Little?
They're 7, 6, 3 and 1.
I know
It's
how,
okay.
right.
It's fine. So I stopped it. So tonight, my daughter had pains.
Okay.
Thing, and I was at a dentist appointment, so I came home late.
Okay.
And it was bedtime pretty much when I got home, and I'm I want to shower them. He's no way, everyone go straight to sleep. Meanwhile, I told all my kids to prepare for the shower.
Right. Okay, so that's different.
So then my kids were all but I want to shower, and he's no, everyone has to go straight to sleep. So then
I
didn't want to argue, so I just said, okay, we can't shower tonight. But my daughter went to sleep crying because she wanted to shower, and she was upset that I listened to daddy if not shower. You see,
I want you to know something that I see it again and again and again and again. There's a certain security that kids get when we listen to Tati, when we listen to Daddy.
So I
That's
explained to
right.
her, I'm like, I just said, I'm like, mommy has to be somewhere tonight, so daddy wants really everyone to be asleep.
I was
so-
right. I was like, you want to take a shower, and Daddy doesn't want, so we're not showering. You're gonna be okay. Don't explain it. Yeah, it's gonna be okay. I know it's confusing. Mommy said, "Yeah, shower." Now Daddy said, "No, you want to shower." Oh,
Yeah, that's
yeah.
what she kept saying. She goes, "Well, you told me you're gonna shower
I
me when you get
know. I
home."
know.
And
You
I'm
really
like,
want to shower? Come, let me give you a hug. Into bed. Yeah.
What if like two scenarios that are
Also
similar?
hard.
Yeah.
Like I say something like, no, we don't do that, we do it like this, and then they're like, oh, but daddy said to do it like this.
Good.
Or
Yeah.
they say something, I'm like, oh, that's not a nice word, don't say it, we don't use that word. But daddy's like, I don't know, like, not something so bad, but like, just,
Right.
you know, like a phrase or a term.
We don't
you
talk
use.
like that. And the daddy
Right.
talks. I say, oh, I'm gonna talk to Tati about it. Let's talk to him about it.
Oh, right.
Interesting.
So what do you?
Interesting. Let's talk to him about it. I didn't know.
Right, so what about the other scenario, like I tell them, oh, we do like this, and then they say, oh, but daddy said like this, so I just stand there and say, okay, or I do it my.
Daddy says like that, then let's do it that way. I find it. Listen, I don't know what's going on. God forbid if it's something terrible, we'll talk with master class, but it doesn't.
No, it's a very normal.
Yeah, right, exactly.
Nothing, like nothing.
If my kids say, it's interesting because I didn't have this for a while and now I have a husband again. And I see my kids are like secure. They'll be like, Tati said we should do it that way. I said, really? Then let's do it that way right now. Certain like he's a melech, he's the king. And we accept him. And the kids feel so secure and they're watching their mother now get an entire new set of like, I must have made 150 changes. A lot of different things just because of his preference, and they're watching that. And I keep on asking, we have a lot of kids in therapy here, like is it good for the kids? I said, you don't know how secure the kids feel. The way I set the table differently, we have 100 little things. I don't use the Erev on Shabbos anymore. Like just yeah, it's just I said that's what Tati wants. Not because she's demanding in any way, but because the kids see it and they feel so secure that he's the mashpia, he's the one that's in charge, and I'm the one that I'm accepting from him. That is such a peace in the house. It does something. It does something. And honestly, does it make such a difference if like you put the salt here, or you put the salt there, or like if you
The
do
Eruv is a big deal.
what?
The Eruv is a big deal. They want to go somewhere. They want to.
The kids are still using the Erev. The kids are still using the Erev.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm not.
Go play,
I'm not.
Which
I
is
don't
fine.
know. It's not so much about, it's not so much about, and they see my first husband wanted things a certain way and I did it that way. And now this husband wants something else and now I'm doing something different.
No, so you
Would
let
you
them
change
say
your
it.
egg basket for your husband?
I'm in the middle of figuring it out. I really am. It's very, very different. Am I changing my A basket for my husband? So when we're trying to figure out what's working for these children right now. And what's the best thing for them? I don't know. So when you're in an A basket and you're like, give me something someone said I wish was in the A basket, but I can't do it. I want my kids to
Put their like stuff away when they go home.
good. Put their good. I want to do it, right? So it's very interesting that when you say you must, the kid says, I'll show you. It's like it's fascinating to see how we get stuck in our kids' brain. Remember, I showed you the brain the first class? We get so into it with them, and it's like I spoke to a woman on the phone tonight and she kicked her kid out of the house. I said, drugs, alcohol, what was going on? Boys, like, why'd you kick her out of the house? The kid was just so like in the face, the mother couldn't take it. And she's like, get it in my face. We end up getting, like, you can watch a mother become a 2-year-old. So you're saying, let's say, when you take off your clothes, you need to put them away and like really boom on the floor, like, get there and pick it up. We go like, just make sure. The first thing I ask myself is, what part of the brain am I in? I remember we were in the park. We were going, this is my favorite story. I'm walking with the kid in the carriage, pushing the carriage, and we're going to the pediatrician. And there's a big park right before the pediatrician. And we're late, and the doctor yells when you're late. And I'm really, really scared, and we have to get there. And the kid's 2 years old, and he jumped out of the carriage, and he was blocking the carriage because he didn't want to go to the doctor. He wanted to go to the park. I pushed him for a block and a half. I heard him. I made it black and blue marks. I was pushing the carriage. He was blocking the carriage, and I was I'm like, what? I acted like a 2-year-old. I'm like, the doctor's gonna yell. You want doctor to yell? You get in the car. And he's like, no, we're going to the park. No. I'm like, I'll show you. And like, what are we doing? Make sure that you're not.
You have to get to the doctor.
As soon as I realized what was going on, it took a block and a half. But as soon as I was like, Peril, he's got your 2. I bent down. I took a deep breath and I said, you want to go to the park? He said, yeah, now the swings are empty and we don't have to wait. I said, first the doctor, then the park. Then I picked him up and I strapped him in the carriage and he bit me and he kicked and he screamed. And I went to the doctor and then we went to the park. But at least I was an adult. Because what happens is that, you know what I'm talking about?
Oh, yeah.
A lot of the time you get so stuck in the zoo with them,
Right.
you end up acting like they're the 3-year-old and you're the 2-year-old. Like you really, if you start
How do
making,
you stop becoming the 2-year-old?
it's very cute. You know in Parshas Bereshis, when Hashem asks Adam Arishon, Ayeka, where are you? So Adam Arishon was just created by Hashem. He knew he was hiding behind the leaf from Hashem, like a 2-year-old, right? Like Hashem, Ayeka, where are you? And he's asking, Hashem was asking, what part of the brain are you in? Like, what are you thinking? Like, you're hiding from me? Like, what are you doing? And this, like, I just, you can notice in your body when you're in that part, like that. Do something. I don't know, make a phone call. Today we all have cell phones. There's no excuse. Like, just like get into the adult part of your brain.
Away, but it becomes psychotic behind you.
The kids.
Yeah.
You're like,
Yes. Like let's
Like-
say, like yeah, it's just like let's
I
say you
just
walk
know
away
one
because
thing.
You feel the 2-year-old
Good.
about to burst.
good.
You're like, okay, you just walk out because you can't even say another word.
Mommy needs to
If you say a word,
recharge.
It became psychotic behind you.
What do you mean? The
They're-
kids are screaming, yelling, and throwing?
Yeah, they're like banging, they're hitting each other, they're going crazy.
I just know
don't
one thing for
she's
sure.
lying in her bed.
I just know one thing for sure. Until I cannot be an adult, it's the safest option for me to just take some space. If you can, I put the kids in cribs. I've done whatever I had to do. I want to go back to here. Also, make sure that you're not saying, I'm going to make you listen. I'm going to force you to listen. The kid's like, you're going to listen. I'm going to make you listen. I'm going to make you listen. I'm your mommy and I love you. And I'm going to give you a ton of security. You don't have to love me. You don't have to understand. Now you need to listen. You're going to be okay. Just be in that part of the brain. So what we're doing is like this. I like to do it like this. It's called First Connect. Okay, First Connect. So let's say I'm standing and waiting for the bus. I'm giving a series of workshops in another community. Let's not say which one. The big bus stops to take me. The sign said bus stop here. I was standing. I thought I was in the right place. The driver swung around me and over there. And I get on the bus and he's using language I don't really understand, but it doesn't sound like it's very pretty language. I said to him, it sounds like you're really upset. Can you tell me what you need? He's busy yelling at me. I could have killed you. I would have lost my license. Well, you stand there. He's like making a lot of noise. I said, it sounds like you're really upset. Can you tell me what you need? He said to me, you need to wait here, not there. I said, okay, I'll wait here next time. That's it. It sounds like you're really upset. Can you tell me what you need? Just something to connect. We did victories. So victories is a great way. My son called me and I said, I need the phone. And I said to him, you're in bed already? What a gibar. Good for you. Tomorrow you can have the phone. So first, a great way to do that. You did your homework. When we want to give a discipline, when you want to give a command, the first thing that you're doing always is to connect. If a kid's primary love language is touch, my son's like, give me $20 before I go to school. The bus is outside hungry. I need $20. You owe me $20. And I said to him, I did that like that. I said, you want the money now? First school, then money. Have a great day. It doesn't work like magic, but it works better than the other stuff. Just first connect and then bend down.
He talks to you like chutzpah like that. It's okay.
What do you mean?
Give me the money now.
To talk to you like that.
You know,
You let it go.
I'll tell you why I let it go. Because if I feed it in any way, he's going to do it much more.
Okay.
Because I'm not giving you the money. Talk to me respectfully. It's like, no, give me the money. You're like feeding wood to the fire of something garbage. We'll do it next time. If you want to focus on how to speak, we'll do that at a different time. But right now, he wants cash and he needs to go on the bus. Yes,
What do you do that hitting? Maybe the kid that just like hits.
Yeah, yeah.
the kid is hitting.
Hits
2-year-olds especially.
Karen.
Right, good. So I try, if for this class, I want to know what the hit is. Let's say in this class, we're going to do the hitting is from your communication. He wants back his briefcase. He doesn't want to go to bed. He's upset that you're putting him on pajamas. So for a connect, I will do like that with his hands and I'll say, I don't want to go to bed. I'm really upset. One sentence. That's it. Eye contact. The kids, and I'll just bend and I'll say, Benjamin, give me your eyes. I like to do nose contact because if you look at somebody's nose, it's really good eye contact. I'll say, Sarla, look at my nose. And then I know I got their eyes really good. I know that's a great connect. The kids make sure that you're not controlling, you're connecting. Eye contact can be so abusive. Just like the look, you're connecting, you're not controlling. Connecting is connecting is a much stronger form of control, just in case you want to know. It's from the inside. It's I love you, Mamala. It's time for bed. It's 8 o'clock. I need your ears, sweetheart. Give me your ears. I try to use a child's name. Leah, sweetheart, it's bedtime. Try it.
Same calm voice you're saying it.
Yeah.
You know, I don't, you know what, it's like,
You ever see the mothers?
like you
That's
listen,
what
like,
she's
Good.
like,
live,
you have
so we
this
can
one
see.
screaming and that one screaming and you're like, I want that, and you're trying to like focus, like, wait, what is
Right.
say? What
And
is
especially
it?
after this class, you're gonna be very
Also,
frustrated.
It's very like, yeah.
It's very
it's not
nice.
Perfect and I.
Good, exactly.
I'm just like, you know. And then
Am I
this one-
expecting you to do this all the
one fell
time?
down the stairs and this one is.
Right.
You know.
So if you're shrieking, it's okay.
Toilet,
So
like,
good. And if you're shrieking, it's okay. You made a mistake and you need to say, I'm sorry. It's okay. We make a bunch. Every day I kiss my kids goodbye and I tell them, I wish you 100 mistakes today. They're the best. You have the best day. I blessed you with 100 mistakes today. I give you a bracha. You should make 100 mistakes. It's the best way to learn. So I'm teaching you something now. If you're doing something else, you're making a mistake. It's perfectly okay. Just say I'm sorry
No, it's not
to
like,
fix them.
I don't know, I'm just saying like, how you.
It's
feel
not-
so centered, like.
It's so, I want you to know it's years and years of working on your midas. It's a beautiful experience. It makes us a new person. You watch some of us that parent in a calm way. Someone was telling me today, they watched me with my kids and they said, you're naturally such a calm mother, and she was not. It's a skill you can learn and you'll be talking less. It's just a more effective way. By the way, this is for sure communication with everybody, not only your kids. Yes,
So that's my 4-year-old.
Yes.
I'm trying to figure out what her love language is, and I'm figuring that she's a leaky
Love
she's a
tank.
leaky love
Yeah.
tank. And I think it all stemmed from when we were in lockdown. I think it was too much change
Okay.
because my husband was working full time, doing EMT work. I had just had a baby, so it was too much. Everybody was home. She lost her friends, no school, whatever. So I realized from then she changed a lot.
okay.
So now I'm doing things based off of the guessing game. Like I'm noticing now that like there's a few nights a week that my husband is doing EMT work. So I'll let her sleep in my bed and I'm hugging her and I'm holding her.
And you're finding her
I'm
right.
afraid that, and it's working. I feel like she's warming up.
Good.
I'm afraid that it might
You're
be
making a bad
boundary
habit.
issue, you know?
Making a bad
She'll
habit.
never ask for it when
Right.
my husband's home.
Hold it to the end of the class because I want about this is you're asking me about a leaky love tank. This is a whole other topic. But I like what you're saying because let's say that now it's time to put away the Legos and come eat supper. And because of her leaky love tank, she's not listening to you. So we did that love class. It's a very important class. You're going to focus on it. We're going to keep giving our kids a lot of that love. But right now, it's not about love. It's about Legos. You get down on your hands and knees and you tell yourself, she's not listening because during COVID, she had a heart. Too bad. It's not going to be helpful. Like that doesn't help for right now. You just say to her, Leah, wow, look what you made. I love this Lego. It's red, my favorite color. 1, 2, 3. Time to put the Legos away. Let's go. In the box. We're going to do supper. just to be able to do it like that. Also, try not to shriek across the room. It doesn't really work.
Try not to look.
You yell across the room, get into bed. Nobody's gonna listen. Feet, it's a very funny concept. First your feet and then your mouth. Now I know that you're nursing a baby and you're mixing a pot. So it's not always possible. But when you can, first the feet and then the mouth. It just works. It's a very simple thing. Even if you just go over and say, nice, look what you made. I love it. Let's put it away because we're going to do supper. Now it's time for a supper. It's very helpful when a kid is not behaving. A great way to connect is to say it sounds, look what the kid is hitting. Says it looks like you're really upset. You know, they could be tired, they could be bored, they could be sick, they're not bad. I never want my kids to feel like they are a mistake, only that they've made a mistake. It's such a simple concept. You, by mistake, you really didn't want to, you lost yourself. It's not easy. We have this thing in our little brain that our kids are doing it on purpose, like dafka, like as soon as I finish diapering him, he goes ahead and makes a dirty diaper on purpose. We do that a lot. Like there's no on purpose.
Sometimes they do things on purpose though.
You know, even if they're doing it on purpose, so then it will be the most important thing to not pick it up. Let's say they're doing it because they're bored and they want a reaction. Good. Right. Let's say the kid is looking for like a cigarette to light you. They pick you up. They're trying to light you. So then it will be the most important thing not to pick up on it. Because then they'll do it on purpose more and we don't want to feed it. When you think to yourself,
A bully, they get a bully.
A bully?
A bully, like if you ignore the
Right.
bully, he won't come back. But if you just keep crying,
If you
they'll
right,
coming
keep
back.
on feeding it. So let's say you just washed the floor and the kid took something and spilled it. Usually it's not on purpose.
Right.
It's never, there's a mitzvah called don lekaf sechos, right? Judging somebody favorably. When we say dafka, on purpose, you're messing up an opportunity. There's nothing that happens. Once you're locked in that you're doing it on purpose, we're finished. I don't want to do it anymore. Yes.
How many 8 things can you possibly have? Basket 8
You need to take 15 things out of your A basket. If you watch her, I need 15 things out of your A basket for an I say it over there, I skipped it. I try to be a yes mommy. I really try to be a yes mommy. I do find that there must be a few rules in the house. It's my favorite story. The school sent me a family of 3 boys. These kids never got to school before 1 o'clock in the afternoon. Hot cocoa and waffles at 11:30, and there was not one no in the house at all. Anyways, we sat down with this paper very seriously because they were throwing the kid out of school. The mother was sweating. She was petrified of these poor kids. Petrified of them. There was no mother in the house at all. And she said, hey, Kate, if you get up after 8 o'clock, cereal and milk. The gourmet breakfast bar shuts. Very few rules. You have to be at 10 o'clock at night, mommy goes to sleep. You're jumping on the bed, whatever, the light is shut, mommy's going to bed. Just like trying to make some kind of a semblance of normal. She called one day, so we're doing this week number 1. She's like, okay, she's petrified. Okay, I'm going to stick to this no matter what. These are the A's. Like after this hour, I'm not. Week number 2, I get a phone call from a woman. She's like, are you Perl Abramowitz? Yeah. She's like, I don't know who you are, but my neighbor is outside and she's cursing you out. Could you please talk to her? And the woman is crying. They locked me out. The kids locked her out of the house. Which, by the way, is very common when you don't set rules for many years and then you set rules, the kid sets back the best boundary, get out of here. And they locked her. I said to her, honey, do you have a window? She said, yeah. I said, open the window and get back in the house. The kids need a mother. 4 weeks later, week number 4 of this thing, her son told her, you became the meanest mother. And now I feel that you love me very much. Aww. Which I couldn't believe that he actually said it. He felt secure. Like the kids you need to have some A's. You shouldn't be listening to this part because you have too many A's. Everybody has their own. Some of you are too rigid and too strict. You have to live a little bit. And some of you need to say, no, there are certain things that are no. We do not take a nap on the road. That's an A basket. No, just by the way, when you come home, you're going to realize how many things you really say no to that you don't even know about yet anymore. You all have healthy hopes. Notice it. There are certain basics that happen. You want to add the hamper in? You can. So I don't want you telling yourself. I like it when kids say to me, you come in the room and they got hold of the donuts before the Hanukkah party and they pulled out the donut. Like,
Time for bed.
are you walking?
Say good night. Okay, come into the kitchen.
This sounds really like a nightmare. Okay. My kids will say by mistake, or mommy, it smelled so good I couldn't control myself. I want my kids to be able to say it was a mistake. I didn't do this on purpose and I need to fix it. And we have to figure out a way for you to fix it. It's not an excuse, but it's a.
Laugh it off. Like, in what situations would you just like laugh it off and be like, okay, it's not a big deal?
You totally could. You totally could walk in and say, was it delicious? Everybody, wait, let's take a picture. And it's going to be fine because it's only Hanukkah once a year. And most probably it's not going to happen again. You can leave it. You can definitely let it go. You have to have some things.
Like, what percentage would you let go versus not let go?
Look at her. She's soft as they come. Right? There has to be.
Their sister-in-law, these two, the softies.
I am just challenging you all, besides for her, everybody add one new rule and stick. That's what we're doing. Everybody here, take one new rule, and I want you to really stick to it.
How many days does it take for that new rule to? 30 days. 30, that's a long time. You want another rule by the like 2 weeks.
How, it's,
How often?
you have no idea how much my husband and I are discussing this now because we have half adult kids and half little kids. So he has his rules and I have my rules. And look at the adults. How much follow-up is there really? Now, the answer is the more I follow up, the more they follow up. It has very little to do with what I said. It has mostly to do with what I do.
Right.
Sometimes.
Can you
Not
give some
always.
examples?
Yeah,
What do you
follow up.
what do you mean by that?
I eat right. I try to eat right. I really eat right as much as I can. I make really good food choices. All the rules about blah, 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 most of the adults, by the time they get to a certain age, Hashem helps them. They kind of figure it out. They don't do exactly what I do, but every kid has most of the kids, they kind of figure it out. All the 100,000 rules that parents have about food with kids, I don't know how much carryover there really is. But we're talking about a lot of things that have to happen just because they have to get just to function. You have to be on the bus in the school morning. So how many things are you going to not have to say anymore? I don't know. Rosh Hashanah, Hashem will decide. But my goal is that when I say something, I shouldn't have to say it over and over again. They should know that this mouse and this body, we go together. When I say put your coat on the hook, that means I'm here until the coat's not on the hook. I'm not going to let go of it. It needs to happen. So usually they listen because they know that there's going to be follow up.
So
That's
if they
really
don't
what
listen, you should just follow them until they do listen.
it's called stalking. You know about stalking?
You don't be a monster when they just come home.
What?
I don't want to be a monster when they just come home.
Right. So let's say, right. So that's, so this is, right.
Run out.
Right. Right. It's really funny. The silly coat on the hook, right? I used to have such guilt. These poor kids are in school a whole day. And all I'm busy is telling them about their coat on the hook. So you know what? When I felt that way, no one put their coat on the hook. I could say it 700,000 times. You know what? A little later. First go to the bathroom. Okay, first go to the bathroom. And then, okay, first I want to eat something. And then first I want, so when you come home, as you're running to the bathroom, the hooks are right there. It says your name on it. 1, 2, on. There you go. And then you let it go. I love her her face. And then you let it go. Kid, another great way to connect is to say in a few minutes. Some of your kids need a lot of advance notice. Yes, right? Right. In a few minutes. Yes. Some kids need to hear about it. I love how you're playing. 5 minutes, going to be cleanup time. So that connect can be done a few minutes earlier.
Do a timer for that, or should you not?
You can. If it makes you more secure, I forget otherwise.
Right.
I'm busy with timers for myself. For the phone, I set time.
I'll say like the duck is gonna quack in 5 minutes.
Yes.
And
And that means cleanup. Look how she's saying it, by the way. It's perfect. Your whole body doesn't move. You're right here. The duck's gonna quack, and that means clean out. We have the greatest, we're the coolest family in town. I like to end it with another connect. But first, I want to just do that, okay? It's very interesting that I noticed, you ever noticed the speakers that speak like this? Their ears are by their shoulders. Yeah, okay. And you should know that it says in the Torah, when you red in the face, when you're like this, nobody listens to you. It usually means if you notice, you walk around, you know, with teachers that don't control the class, they're squeaking and they're up here. So a lot of mothers take this class and then they go from this to rib cage. Please put away. Doesn't work either. You know, you ever do this like this karate thing? You spread your legs, you bend your knees here, and then when you talk from here, you can be really nice. So sometimes I'll say, "What in the world?" And then I stop because I know that I can make just a bunch of noise. I deep breath in, I deep breath out. I a big advocate for women working out. I do a ton of yoga. I find that when I'm here, I'm in a strong place, and the kids I connect and they listen. I need you to, please, can you? Thank you very much. It's not very like no explanations. You gotta wash, you gotta wipe, you gotta flush. If you hit, this one you want. What's her name? If you hit, then you sit. That's it. Easy. If you hit, then you sit.
I heard that there's like a parenting style that if you hit and you can't use your hands, you can like pull their hands together. Do you believe in that?
All these punishments I have a hard time with. If you hit, then you have to hold, the mom is holding the hands.
Yeah.
Usually what happens is then the kids will be holding your hands, right? And holding each other's hands. It's not like a skill I want to teach. Yeah.
What about just saying hands down?
Perfect. Good. Keep your hands to yourself. Quiet hands. Perfect. Perfect. Friends come over after supper. You know that, remember when the weather gets nice, they all want to play outside of this homework? First homework, then outside. The kids, any of your kids use a whole package of cups for a drink?
Yeah.
Right? 1 cup per mouth. Make it funny. Make it like, you know?
My husband was like, I smoked a
What was that? What's that? What?
My husband's like, everybody write your name on your cup. If not, one afternoon there's like 50 cups in the garbage can. Every gulp is a new cup.
Right, that's right. Candy is for Shabbos. Before you eat, you make a bracha. Before your feet touch the floor, you wash your hands. They wash their hands laying in bed before they get up. First, you wash your hands, and then you put your feet down. Heads on beds. Any of your kids go through a jar of pickles? 1 pickle per day. You cross the street only with an adult. We don't sit, right? That's Tati's place. You have to sit in your own seat. That chair is Tati's chair. It's not covered. Computers are for adults. That's how it is by us, by the way. Computers are for adults. Everyone has their own. When mommy is davening, you need to talk to your big sister.
Oh my gosh, I like that one. Yeah.
Try.
When you have little kids, you're not
No
allowed.
phones after 10.
Carol, you know, I read somebody from New Square. She told me that the Dayan told her she should not pray. Just brachos.
I want you to know that everybody has their own truth about this. Some women, if they don't pray, they're dry out. That doesn't work. I say, Tati Yitzhaya, help me. Dear God, please help me. And that's can be the whole day. I try to say a capital Tehillim. Later, I put charity in the pushka. Everyone does their own thing. There isn't one style. Just make sure that it works for you. That you're still a connected being at the end of the day. Whatever. Everyone does their own thing. I do a lot of singing and dancing with the kids when they're little. But everyone has their own. Everyone has their own style. And look, here's how it goes. Okay, you said you're connect. You said you're direct. And then you finish it off with another connect from here. I'm having a victory and I'm not giving in. I tell it to my kids, do you see what an amazing mother you have? On the way out to the bus, he's like, give me my money. And I'm like, first school. And you want the money? I know. And he's right. By the way, I owe him the cash. He laid out cash for me for the cab yesterday. It's really, I don't like to do this with the kids, but okay. I said to him, first, I owe you the money. I get it. First school and then cash. I'm having such a victory that I'm not giving in. I show them like this. You're a good mother. Or you can do.
That's the second
connect?
That's the second connect. Finish it
You
off
know what my
nicely.
son did to me?
What?
So on Hanukkah, we did the gift. So every mitzvah that he did, I gave him a gift, and then
Okay.
we did like a store. So he decided that he wanted. This is my 8 years old.
Okay.
He decided that he wanted to trade the mitzvah coin for real money. Okay, so on Friday, like, Ima, okay, you owe me $29. Okay, Nathaniel, I'll give it to you tomorrow. Shabbat comes out, Ima, you need to give me the money. If you don't give me the money, you need to give me $10 extra. Every day.
He's gonna be a good businessman, it's
Yeah. And
But
he
he's
was like,
not
"Oh."
doing bad shit.
Like yesterday, it's like, Ima, you owe me $80. I'm like, half of $29, we got to
All right.
$80. You owe me $80.
It's, you just say to but that's a great one. Do you say to them like, wow, yeah, you want me to give you the money? I know. What's the story? Why aren't you giving him the money?
Because I traded his mitzvah coins for real money.
Ah.
Why
Why
you're
not
not
giving him on time?
because I every night like, Ima, you owe me the money. Okay, I'll give you later.
You
And
forget.
Bedtime. Yeah.
Okay, good. So I say, oh, yeah,
And
I
then
forgot to give you the
next
money.
day,
Right.
Fine.
I forgot.
No problem. So you're giving me $10 extra.
I forgot to give you the money. It's so frustrating. It's hard for you to wait. We don't threaten. It's hard to wait, and we don't threaten. And you're going to be a great businessman. And we're done. That was great. That was a love sandwich.
He's not adding $10.
Yeah, yeah.
It was so cute.
Or else you could humor him. You could say, please, please, I'm begging you. I'll give you the money.
tried.
Don't charge me more
I
money.
tried.
I'm
He's
joke.
You're not gonna give it. It'll be $100.
I love it. I love it. Start with the connect, then you give it direct, and then you do another one. Right. I'm being a gibar.
Yeah.
You can say, oh, she's asking for more money now.
No, but he's a good boy.
Yeah,
I'm
right.
not doing it. I'm a
You just good, right? Oh wow, right.
He's a good boy.
Sometimes when you tell a kid no, you can give them another choice. You can, you need to go to bed, right? You want to still stay up by the Hanukkah candles. I know, your sister's still there. It's really hard. You need to go to bed. You can go to sleep on this side of the bed or on that side of the bed. You give your kids choices. For some kids, the choices work. You can put on that dress or that dress. You need to get dressed. You'll be giving them choices. Do we tell our kids please and thank you?
What?
Do we tell the kids please and thank you?
Of course.
Yes. Doesn't mean that they have a choice. No.
No.
Thank you for cleaning up. We're teaching them. Some of us say, because I wouldn't tell my kids please or thank you. Like, not please, like get into bed. Like, please put your plate in the garbage. Thank you so much. You're so cooperative. Just to be doing a lot of that. When it's a bee basket, I'll make a suggestion, but I'm not going to make a commandment. I'm not going to say like, you need to go to bed now. Okay, forget it. You don't have to go to bed. I'll say, would you like to go to bed? I'm giving you choices here. After the shower, the towels have to get hung up, but you're not going to make him go back and hang up the towel. We just do this general education thing where you're just saying things for everybody.
What do you don't make them hang up the towel? It's like, oh, I started to just ignore you. No?
It's your bee basket.
I'll even, this is something that you're not going to push. And by the way, if she's not comfortable with it, you shouldn't do it. Some mothers feel like I'm just like talking to the wall. But as I pick up the cup, I say, when you finish the cup, it needs to go into the garbage. And I put it in the garbage. I'm just like educating however old you are,
It makes a difference.
however old you are, that's how many things you have to clear off the Shabbos table. You get it from the table. If you're 10, you put away 10 things. If you're 8, you clear up to 8 things. It's a cute idea. Yes.
Last week you said no questions, meaning like, so I have, like, you know how you say commands?
Yes.
I know like a lot of kids are very stubborn. And if I command them or you say, put this or do this, it's over. Like they're not gonna listen.
Right.
So some strategy that I came up with, what you said last week not to do, but it works so well for me, is like, whose is this? Where does this go? Where are you supposed to be? And then like right away they go do it.
By the way, it works amazing for her. Listen to her.
Because she sounds so good.
No. It sounds like it's right. It's right. So this is in the next class. I'm assuming that the kids that have your personality will not listen to something that's a direct command. And I do say that in the next class. The next class is, but they're still not listening. Like you did this whole week, and some kids are like, "Wow, I didn't have to do this whole thing." They just listen. And some kids, if you say sit, they stand. It's just like not. There are some kids that are oppositional. That's just how they are. And for these kids, you think we should have supper an hour later? They're like now and sit down and they eat. And some kids, right? This is not so much about the wrong and the rights. The questions that we're not asking is why did you? Why did you spill it on the floor? That's the no questions that we're saying. The questions that we're saying is it's 8 o'clock, it's bedtime. Okay. Are you okay with that? Any type of that, when I say no questions, it's two. It's why and asking the child for reassurance. Mommy, don't worry, even though you're being so strict, we love you anyways. It's okay. That's really what those questions are about. I'm going to do a whole class on charts and games that really work. And those are the things that we do for the bee basket. We're training the kids, we're teaching them. Many mornings I go into the rooms after the kids left to school and the beds are not made and the pajamas are on the floor and the washing cup is filled with water and sitting right next to the bed waiting for somebody else to wash their hands. And I don't call them home from school. I don't make them come back home to do that. It's a very busy morning. I'm not able to be on top of it the way I would want to. And I love them and I love me anyways. And I try again tomorrow. It's a bee basket. It's something.
Do you leave it or you clean?
What do you think?
You clean.
I don't think it's a right or a wrong. Depends for who. Depends which kids. Some kids are so comfortable in the mess. It can be till here, they're fine. And some kids come home, why didn't you make my bed? So if
that's what I'm asking. If
depends on the kid.
Comfortable in the mess, do you leave it or do you clean?
Some others say if a child is comfortable in the mess and you make it clean, they won't be comfortable in it anymore.
But how about saying? Would you say something?
Or they might be comfortable with
If it's an A basket, when they come home from school, I'll say, it's so good to see you. I'm so happy you're home. Go into your room. You forgot something. Please take care of it now.
Can you just expand a little bit more about what you said about the mess? When some people are more comfortable in a mess, some people aren't.
Some of the kids are very comfortable in the mess.
So is that like an okay thing?
No,
So then why would we want to support that?
we're not going to support that. But the question is if it's a natural consequence, right? If you don't make your bed, then it doesn't get made. For some kids, that doesn't work because they don't mind if the bed is not made. So that I said, good. But that was the answer to that. I wasn't supporting the fact that it's uncomfortable. Some kids like to eat only chocolate and candy. That's the nature of a child. I would not support that in any way. But it's something that I'm talking about the innate nature of a child that's different in every way. How do we get the kids to be more organized? So some things are going to be an A, where when you get home from school, we're going to say, hi, Bubble, I missed you today. Come up to your room. I have to show you something that you forgot. Number one, you need to make your bed now. I'm waiting for you. Perfect. You don't have to do that at all. If it's something.
Like we started at age 2, 3,
No.
5.
What do you think?
I guess 6. I don't know.
Depends on the kids. Yeah. Some of the kids, I find the 2 and 3-year-olds make their beds really cute. Some of them really they're adorable about it. All right, they love it. I want to finish up everything and then I'm going to go. I want you to know one thing, then I'm going to take the questions. There are a lot of things that the kids will outgrow that you don't need to talk so much about.
Sucking their thumb, what?
Sucking their thumb, biting their nails. Some adults suck their thumbs, by the way.
Which is not appropriate.
No. My best friend called me the night before her wedding, crying her eyes out. I said, what's the matter? She said, I don't know what it's going to be. Why are you going to see me sucking my thumb? And by the way, it drove him nuts and she stopped. After the wedding, it works. A lot of things that kids do, you need to get your own support to just ignore it till it passes. Ticks are very scary. Mothers really get panicked about it. The more you panic about it, the worse it's going to get. One of the tricks is to just ignore it. Bedwetting. Usually the kids outgrow it by a certain age. If you make them feel really bad about it, it will just last longer. Sometimes just make a phone call. You know, I tell my husband, when you think it's just Friday night, think about the 3 beds that I changed this morning. But I'm not saying anything. I'm not telling you what to ignore. I'm just telling you that a lot of things are things that are not going to the chuppah. Like by the time they get married, it's not going to be there anymore. Just let it go. Boys that are obsessed with the way they look. There's very little you can do about it. Just let it go. Some of you mothers makes you crazy. Some of you don't care. A lot of things. Girls are tomboys that don't care about how they look. A lot of things you're just gonna let go of. I'm thinking if I have here a list of the C stuff that I used to like.
Can I ask you a question about
If a kid is
choices?
touching themselves inappropriately, like
Sorry.
kid touching themselves, yeah. So it's a normal, it's a natural thing. By the way, it's a good sign. It's 100% normal, but I feel like
Not right.
in the you sometimes you look down from the shul, right? I told you, I'm like, you're like you're looking down, the kid's touching himself, like it's embarrassing, right? So like there are things that you can mold. Like if your kid's in the middle of the kitchen and he's spaced out and he's touching himself, just take your hand very gently and say, "Hi, Tante," just from the shoulder to the elbow, gentle. Don't even say anything. She's picking her nose. Just give her a tissue. Don't talk about it. Some things just like she's sucking her thumb. I'll just give her a napkin now. Just, like we're in shul right now. You can't suck your thumb. Just don't just very gently just letting it go. There's an interesting concept called if it's not kind, then it's not kosher. That means you cannot beat the kid up. You cannot lock them out of the house. If you can't get them to stop in a way that's kind, then that's what Hashem wants right now for you. You're going to be okay. We'll work on it again next week when you're not so upset about it. We'll try a new chart. We'll try a new way. For today, all we're doing is you're going to connect, you're going to direct, you're going to connect, and you're not going to give up until they're done. Now, who had a question? Yes.
Let's say you were talking about choices.
Yes.
Let's say it's about getting dress choices. Like
Yeah.
you're invited somewhere.
Okay.
Your daughter wants to wear like a rainbow dress, but it's a formal place. You want her to wear, I don't know, either a shirt and skirt
Yeah.
or a dress. And you're showing her, you're telling her, I'm so sorry, these are your only two options.
Yes.
You get to pick. I'll let you choose the shoes you want. How about that? But she is still fighting and screaming
Yeah.
and going crazy.
How old is she?
6.
Yes.
And she's like, no, I want to wear this dress. So like, how do you, but it's like a fancy place, or like, let's say it's
Right.
a Shabbat and she can't wear that thing. So how do you go about, like, do you explain to her why she can't wear the rainbow dress? Or do you say, I know
Right.
you really want to wear the rainbow dress, but these are your choices. I'll leave them here. I can't wait to see what you're wearing when you come down.
So I want you to know this is so much about a parenting style and depends on the kid. There are some social rules about the way the kids dress. The first few kids, I let them wear whatever they wanted. Do you remember when navy, if it didn't match, it was dangerous? Remember we stood in the light and tried to figure out the shades? Because if it clashed, it was horrible. And my kids, my twins, they were police for an entire year. Navy pants, navy shirt, that's all they wore. The whole year, both boys. And I used to breathe in and out and just let it go and like that. And I live in Borough Park, by the way, where it's dangerous. Now they're both married, they both have babies. But like, where am I rushing? But like, you know what I'm saying? My daughter used to make like a part that was here and then a red and then here and then a green. And then she go, and I do think she developed a very sweet sense of self. And this was like my very hippie, myself, 25, 30 years old. I just believe that girls, especially women, have to love what they're wearing. They have to like their bodies and how they look. And I want them to be able to go into a store and just listen to their intuition and dress their truth, blah, 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 and how important it is for them to be connected to their femininity. Okay. But as I grew up, I did change my parenting style and I learned that there are certain things that are socially appropriate and not socially appropriate. So I'm not making with you a decision if she can wear whatever she wants or if she needs to choose from these two dresses. But you seem to be a very connected, responsible mother that's telling me I'm not comfortable. We're going somewhere, and this is what she has to wear. It's interesting that since my kids became orphans, I am much more concerned that they look well put together. I just feel like it's more important for them. It's interesting. That's just like I feel like intuitively they have to be put together and well dressed. Okay, so therefore we're going to the Hanukkah party, and I'll just say you can wear this dress or you can wear this dress. I'm so curious which one you're going to choose, but I want the rainbow dress. I love the rainbow dress. It's so cute. It's so colorful. I know. That's her Shabbos. Either this dress or this dress. She's so mean. I say, no, it's so hard. this dress or this dress, you're gonna be okay. You can choose the shoes. That's a great
Okay,
ending.
to give that like option for her to choose
Yes.
a headband or a shoe.
Yes.
But then
Perfect.
you're inviting them to get dressed, and if they won't get dressed.
It's like a whole fight.
And then you're like literally holding them down, getting no.
No, but for you, it doesn't matter. For you, you're saying, for me, it's more important that they should get dressed. It's for you, you're making a different choice. It's more important for me that they be dressed than they wear what I want. So I find that today the kids, we're so scared of them that we're like not setting one boundary, because then they're like threatening us, that sometimes it's worth it to just say no right away. You understand what I'm saying?
Right, like if you.
Or we pick clothing the night before. Whatever you choose the night before, that's what you wear. That's it.
For what age, would you do that for 2-year-olds picking the night before?
Depends which one. Some 2-year-olds?
Really?
Yeah.
Last week you were saying how like your son would eat under the table. Like that was something you just let it go. Like you could let them eat it.
He still, by the way, doesn't eat like a mensch. Maybe it wasn't a good idea to let it go.
Yeah.
He had no appetite. He had no appetite. Every 2-3 days, he would just like go to the fridge like that. A thing of hummus, a thing of whole wheat pretzels, and a thing of cherry tomatoes. He was a very sensory kid. Go onto the table and he would eat for 2 days and then he was fine.
Okay.
So it worked. I didn't touch it. Is it right or wrong?
Yeah.
It was my style at that point.
Okay. And then what do you think about my 2-year-old all of a sudden doesn't want to sleep alone?
Oh, she asked, this is a great question. Here you have a 2-year-old, you put them into bed, you close the light, you close the door, they sleep for a year.
Yeah.
And now the kid is getting into that age where their imagination starts to really run wild. And they just get this is when they have this is what I had a 2-year-old that was afraid of the bus driver. He used to laugh like this, real like a big, he used to be petrified. He used to become like, the driver's laughing. He was scared of it. And so this is just like terrors. They're scared and she's crying the whole night.
Yeah.
So you can try some cool fun stuff, but sometimes you just have to wait it out until it passes. I would make him like these fake spray bottles. I would show him, you spray, and I would put in his pocket these sprays. The driver would laugh and he would be spraying. It'd spray away the giggles. To be able to do that, you can do monster spray under the bed. The kid is saying, if you're not sleeping with me, I'm not sleeping. And she's fed up with it. So she's really fighting it and kind of going into the kid's brain, like zipping her up and locking her like a cry for an hour. It's not a way that we get rid of fears.
I should sleep in her room every night?
You don't need to sleep in a room every night and you don't need to tie her in. It's something in the middle. You can go in every 5 minutes and reassure her. You could try a teddy bear. Yeah, you have an idea?
I shouldn't spur up.
No.
Oh,
No,
okay.
I thought you were thinking that.
Yeah,
I wanted
yeah.
to ask you,
Yeah.
you work out by yourself or the women in Williamsburg also work out? You have
Oh,
a
we do
team?
yoga. I had a trainer for like a year and now I do.
yourself?
We have 35 women on the floor doing yoga. You have never seen women of
So
all
you
ages.
work out with other women?
Sure. And this is Borough Park, but also in Williamsburg. Sure.
Williamsburg.
I live in Borough Park, but in Williamsburg there's tons. Yeah, because women are having a lot of babies. It's very important to keep your body together. Yes.
So, in your area, like,
Right.
yeah, you just said women have a lot of babies, but are they all taking like classes? Like, or they just inherently know how to like be like good moms? Like, how does it, like, do a lot of them fail all the time? Or like, they never think like, oh my gosh, like, maybe I shouldn't have another kid. Like,
I
what's going
really,
on?
it's so cute. My daughter told me she had that conversation with you. That
Yeah.
was so cute. Can I tell you, my oldest daughter has a 3-year-old. She has 2 2-year-olds and a baby. And she's like worried that people are jealous of her all the time.
Okay.
She's like, Mommy's like, and I ain't her. I'm like, she's like so worried.
No,
Okay.
it's more
And
like-
so
it's
Jessica
more like
told her on the
having
phone,
to
which
it.
is so cute. It's such a cultural difference.
Yeah.
Like, how could you be like, I don't think I could have another baby. Like, I don't know, like, how could it's like mean to the kid. So my daughter told her, I think she said to her, in her community, unless you're really sick, or like if you're really struggling, or like you're like in the psych ward, then you have a baby, you have another baby. Like, but that's my daughter. And not everybody.
Oh, not everyone.
My daughter has her mother-in-law
Yeah.
that has like 13 kids of her own,
Like how?
helping her like this. And me, I just sent her that whole supper. And I send her over kids every single night. So when you're raising, I didn't have that when I was raising my kids. She's raising her kids in a community. Her husband's home every night at that time. Her husband's in Kyle, he's learning, he's a cipher. He's like my late husband was. He's writing, he's hands-on. He's home, he's there. She works for 2-3 hours a day by me. So that's a beautiful situation. And my daughter, Baruch Hashem, doesn't really understand most probably what you're asking her. She repeated the question to me, but
do you think
right.
but
Did you understand?
But is your daughter?
She's just because she's being what? And she's like, only if you're having like because like if she feels that she can't anymore, she calls me and I come.
Okay.
She lives 4 blocks from me.
So do you think that since it's a community thing, everyone helps each other? But here,
ideally, okay, we have a ton of dysfunction. Trust me, I was working 40 hours a week with addicts and their families around here. Okay, so don't think there are like that. Ideally, if Hillary Clinton was right, a lot of things. It takes a village to raise a child.
What is really saying get help? Like you even said yourself, you help 7 days a week for like
A lot of help. I sent her my girl. We have 2. One of them goes around to my married kids.
But there are some like whole families who can barely pay the bills. And
right.
They have a kid every
and
year.
I want you to know something. I'll just answer it like this.
Have help.
If it's dysfunctional, 1 kid is way too many. And if it's high functioning, then it's never enough.
So is your daughter are they letting go a lot of things because you just can't?
She's very calm in a big mess. I hope it's not. I hope she doesn't listen.
No. I'm just saying like the house is a mess.
It's gorgeous.
Is there a lot of basket seeds that goes on?
A lot of basket seeds. I also find that when there's a large family, the kids, it can be very sweet. The kids really entertain each other. They take care of each other. When they come to me, I give them a candy, and like the 2-year-old says for Akak, for Esti, for Miriam. They get for all the kids. Like they do take care of each other. But I'm hearing you say today a lot of women feel like they have to be able to say on themselves, I'm making a decision to get pregnant. I'm taking the responsibility to be a perfect mother. No one will ever have a baby like that. And so we can't do that to ourselves. And then when you have a bad moment, you're like, what did I have these kids for? Like, it was my choice. I'll tell you something else. I have a good friend that was on 3 forms of birth control. She was taking pills, she had an IUD, and she was using another kind of contraceptive, and she had a baby. The IUD was in the baby's head.
But how do you think?
They had to remove it. So if Hashem wants you to have a baby, you will have a baby.
And then what do you think about the world that we're like inching away to Mashiach, and like there's I know a lot of young mothers who have breast cancer now with little kids. A lot of transsexual, be gay.
Okay.
It's amazing.
Like you're scared to bring kids.
It's kind of like getting more and more dangerous. Like it's.
I agree with you that as I get older, the level of emunah, forget about every time we put a baby on this earth. Forget about that. You know what it takes to take your daughter like this to the chuppah? It's like, girl, it's like, I trust this world. This is a safe system. Go ahead. Go. Yeah, and I do believe that's our emunah. This is a perfect world to raise our kids right now. It takes a lot of emunah.
You see
drugs and alcohol, but do you think it was ever better?
No.
I don't know.
It was never better.
It's also our community's mentality compared to yours. Like in our community, like if you have more than 5, 6, 7 kids, everybody's like, oh, never, like they don't.
I could just tell you,
like
after 8, I had to stop, and it was a devastating loss.
By them, it's not like that.
It was a devastating loss. What? Yeah. I'll tell you something. You don't have to have more than 1 or 2 at a time. Don't make a massive decision now. Just have one. Just take it one at a time. Just have one. And if Hashem doesn't want you to have a baby, you can do whatever you want a baby. And if Hashem wants you to have a baby, you'll have a baby. Don't worry.
Yeah. But like you see now.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. It's like my kids are all in school now.
Right.
And I'm going to Zumba and yoga and I'm doing my dentist appointment.
Enjoy, Jessica.
I'm going shopping.
Good.
I'm just like breathing and like I'm enjoying this moment.
Yeah.
And like you guys, it's like you get.
I have a question for you. Do you have this A care for another baby?
I do, but then when I go to Zumba and I go do this, I'm like, I'm enjoying it. I'm like,
Which is great, which
I'm
is
like,
great.
I like to take care of myself. Like I
Good.
feel like I'm becoming a human again, you know?
You had three, one after the other.
Yeah.
Take some time, don't worry, this is a beautiful thing, a woman, just like she has every part of her is a woman,
Yeah.
there's this heart that says, I want a baby, and just, you wait. If you're healthy, it will keep coming. If a woman says, I don't want to have a baby, she should come talk to me, don't do that.
And also, so you were saying, so I have, so my boys, they love to eat. Also, my daughter, they just like
Love to eat.
constantly, after school, they come,
Yeah.
even though they had snack in school, they had lunch,
Good.
and they eat.
Good.
The ones that eat, they come home, okay, snack, okay, now
Right.
pretzels. I could have a fruit, okay,
Right.
another fruit, 2 bananas, 3 oranges, or a fish and
Good,
constantly, and then we have dinner.
right,
And then more dinner, okay, I'm like, okay, now dinner's over. It's like a few minutes, dinner's gonna be over. No, I'm hungry, I want more. I open the fridge, like
and they're eating healthy food.
So, yeah, and then like.
You're
and now-
focusing that they're really eating?
I'm really trying, yeah, they are.
You see that they're really, right?
Yeah, and
They don't eat that.
no, they do, the teachers tell me.
Okay, I have a question for you. How's the weight?
No, they're good.
They're healthy weight?
They're like,
In the middle?
no, they're like 90% low, but they're not.
They're not off the charts.
No, they're not. They're little, but they're little. It's my dream. They're tall.
Right.
I'm just saying, like.
Yes. Last question, then I gotta go.
Should I just say stop?
You can. Let me know how it goes.
How much? I'm
You
not
could.
hungry anymore.
Let me know. You could. I don't think it's right or wrong. You could try. Let me know how it goes. Yes. Yes. Here? Yes.
Williamsburg is working out. Morrow Park is working out.
Yes.
I
I want you to know that every stretch I do, one kid is getting less a patch. It's like you're giving it out like that.
I need someone to. I keep asking you what to do.
They want, and then whatever you call it.
November 17th. Go with that.
You just want one.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.